No, there was I don't know. She asked to be in the family, whatever, for what reasons she thought was in this, but it was.
Because she loved you?
No, she was attracted to me. I know she wasn't in love with me.
Hello everyone, welcome to the program. Hit the subscribe button and give this episode a thumbs up. Robyn, the star of Sister Wives, is no longer friends with Meri, her ex-sister wife. The two were close friends before Meri found out Robyn's real reasons. She had enough time to reflect on her journey after she left Cody, and she realized that Robyn had lied to her. Robyn joined the Brown family in 2010 after ending her first marriage. Cody later took in her 3 children and adopted them. Robyn got close to Meri, but the other sister wives feared her. She was obedient, and that's why she was Cody's favorite first. Apart from Meri, Robyn had trouble blending in and making connections with the rest of the family members, but the latter found it easy to relate to Robyn since she had problems with Christine and Janelle. Robyn is finding it hard to make new friends now that they are no longer together. Sister wives. Janelle complains about Robyn's exotic life. The family does not particularly enjoy Robyn from Sister Wives. Nobody likes her, not even Janelle or Christine. Robyn was recently called a gold digger by Janelle. At some point she got angry with her. She complained about how Robyn had an easy time while the other wives struggled to pursue their dreams. Robyn wasn't even a part of the family, but they all had money problems. She was with them when they were hungry, but now she is exploiting everything. Sister wives. Robyn and Meri broke up. Now she has no friends. Meri and Robyn Brown were close once. Although they don't talk to each other anymore, they used to say they were close friends. Robyn dropped Meri once she dropped Cody, and the two parted ways in a bitter manner. Meri started to build other friendships and is currently intimate with Jen Sullivan, her best friend. Robyn, on the other hand, has no friends. Robyn is stuck with Cody even though she wishes with all her heart to win him over and possess him exclusively. Robyn initially had a hard time getting along with Janelle and Christine, but she doesn't have any friends anymore. The members of the Brown family keep her at arm's length due to her argumentative attitude and double standards. PN, the eldest son of Cody, openly reprimanded Robyn. She just sees what she wants to see, he teased, mocking her. He even called her self-centered indirectly. Christine and Robyn had a deep disagreement, and Christine still holds grudges against Robyn. Christine revealed that Robyn took her leftovers and always had the best. Meri, on the other hand, feels Robyn has lied to her. Robyn abandoned her to suffer alone even though she promised to stay with him during the pandemic. Meri realized that Robyn was never her friend due to all these reasons. Actually, Robyn is unaware of what true friendship looks like. Cody insulted Meri and Robyn never came to her defense. By comparison, Janelle and Christine were always there for each other. The OG 3 wives have now moved on and discovered their clique. Robyn has no friends and she is alone. Cody is all she has, and we all know how egotistical he is. Sister Wives fans think Janelle is wrong about her farm venture. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown has never had big dreams for her life. At just 24 she married Cody, they had 6 kids together and she was his second wife. Because polygamy let her do what she wanted. Janelle always enjoyed it. But as soon as her son and Cody had a furious fight, things began to turn sour. Unfortunately, last year her son Garrison passed away. Janelle promptly broke up with Cody and decided to begin anew. She bought a 156-acre farm in North Carolina with her daughter Maddie. Though it was a risky decision, Janelle believed she could make it work. Maddie was the only one who had seen the land in person before they bought it. Yet they all went ahead with the decision. The fans now think that Janelle is doing the wrong thing in her business. Janelle, a sister wife, struggles to start her TA Pass business. Sister Wives star Janelle decided to build her own house in North Carolina following the sale of her houses in Flagstaff and Coyote Pass. There were some problems with the coastal and sea permit, though, in hopes that everything will be okay. Her house is being staked, however she also has issues with the farm's permissions. She initially thought of opening a garden in the backyard, but they were not able to get a permission. Besides, Janelle is struggling to get her driver's license. Last week she tried getting a license, but could not get one as she was missing a document. Sister Wives. Janelle's business activities are raising concerns among fans. Janelle Brown has a track record of failed entrepreneurial activities. Sister Wives viewers were able to see it all go down on the show. We've watched her try out her business decisions even though she is successful in other ventures. She couldn't make up her mind whether to invest in property or continue with the family jewelry business at first. She proceeded and built a farm after deciding that she was going to have a gym. After divorcing Cody in 2022, Janelle invested in Tata Farms. Soon after, she relocated to North Carolina, where her daughter Maddie resides, to be closer to her children and also to have more financial security. She started the farm business around a year ago, yet they have not yet started to develop the land. Janelle further stated that they are struggling to acquire a permit. One enthusiast pointed out that the horticultural and agricultural sectors are typically ruthless. Building a farm without any prior experience is not an easy task. The Sister Wives actress is ignorant of the benefits and drawbacks of farming. Furthermore, North Carolina's climate and vegetation differ greatly from those in the West. Her plans for the land have not been well thought out. She can lose everything she has if she keeps investing without planning. Farms are time-consuming, another fan chimed in. Janelle has to evaluate the weather and decide on the infrastructure before getting permits and building structures. Rather than simply scouting, she needs to have a proper plan for what she wants to cultivate. Janelle had earlier revealed that it will take about 5 years for the farm to bear fruit. She is willing to wait and work hard. The love between two women who were previously described to be sisters has gradually lost its warmth to become a cold silence in a story that was once filled with mutual laughter, promises, and encouragement under the roof of a poly family. Having once stood side by side against emotional tempests, the tale of these two friends has since been rewritten as a cautionary tale about misplaced trust and unspoken wounds. Long considered strong and loyal, one woman is suddenly waking up from a long emotional sleep and finding that her closest friend might have been the brains behind her most heart-wrenching sorrow. There was a glimpse of hope at the beginning of their history. One of the women, who was new to the poly home, entered with a gentle and submissive nature that seemed to win over the man's affection immediately. She was married before and had 3 children. She arrived as a mother looking for security and belonging rather than as a new partner. The father took in her children as his own, and what seemed to be a seamless transition began to create subliminal unrest. The other women were cautious, having spent years navigating the difficulties of multiple lives. They sensed the mood shift, but one of them reached out, either because they were lonely, because they wanted companionship, or because they believed love and closeness could still be regained. Soon enough, a connection formed between these two women. They held on to one another as apparent kindred spirits, friends, and self-confidence. But with the passing of seasons, the heat began to subside. Later, the woman who had given her heart and trust would find herself isolated, alone, and questioning what she had once held. She was finally able to sit back and reflect on the intricate web of emotional politics she had been inscribed in after choosing to end her relationship with the man they all had referred to as husband. What was revealed was a clarity she had never known before. She saw emotional abandonment hidden behind shared tea and smiles, partiality wrapped in humility, and manipulation disguised as loyalty. The betrayal was subtle, long, and veiled in intimacy. That is why it pained instead of being open. Ultimately, her so-called sister, the one she defended when others did not, had opted to monopolize the common man's affections for herself while quietly driving the others into emotional exile. Even though the new favorite wife presented herself as the victim, the misunderstood, and the submissive, her influence on the dynamics of the household was clear. The man no longer actually heard any voices except hers. The relationship between these two women grew worse over time. The helpful relationship cooled off. The woman had expected the man who had previously declared his love for her like kin to at least be kind to her after she ended her marriage. Instead, there was deafening silence. No calls, no visits, no comforting actions. She had to grieve the loss of a friendship which she had previously cherished alongside that of a marriage. Conversely, however, the woman who remained with the man is left alone herself. She might have won him entirely, but she lost all of the other relationships within the home in the process. The other women, each of them grumbling, have gone on and found significance, community, and healing elsewhere. They have formed new friendships, regained their voices, and in a few instances even discovered new sources of empowerment and love. The preferred spouse has not, however, formed lasting relationships with any other members of the family. Her efforts to form a bond have often been perceived as insincere or self-serving. She is now the subject of silent condemnation, talked about with sympathy instead of hostility. It is believed that she lost the sisterhood which enveloped her because she clung so tightly to what she perceived as love. She sacrificed community in pursuit of exclusivity. Today, the woman who left lives in ways in which she never imagined. She has opened her life to new friends after leaving behind the restrictive emotional dynamics of her previous home. A specific friend has stood with her, offering the sort of support and sisterhood she felt she had lost permanently. Without the weight of competing attachments or an emotional hierarchy, individuals are free to share joy, laughter, and truth. That their lives are on display makes this deconstruction that much more dramatic. The favorite wife was both defended and even lionized while the world watched. She was viewed by many as the victim of jealousy or miscommunication. But those illusions have been destroyed by time. Even the children of the household have cried out, especially the older ones who had vision above the curtain. Famous for his blunt candor, one of the sons articulated what many were thinking, that this mother only views the world through a lens that is favorable to her own narrative. His comments weren't mean. Instead, they were observations based on years of watching manipulation. It was about how control had substituted for connection, not who was most loved. The once vibrant house was divided on lines of loyalty and disillusionment as well as geographical ones. United in their fight, at one point the matriarchs scatter like leaves blown by the wind. What happens to the lady who was once at the center of the controversy? She remains in her golden niche where there is often more silence than happiness. Her character has increasingly fallen apart following the protection that appeared as submissiveness. She has found herself alone through her emotional fragility and refusal to stand up for the people whom she had previously referred to as sisters. At the times when one wife was ill and another was in need of money, the favorite woman did nothing. They promised but failed. Words were spoken but never followed through. It was a betrayal too painful to be forgotten. It was something greater than neglect. The others have built their own shelters during this time, both literally and spiritually. They have raised meaningful gardens, followed through on ambitions they had set aside before, and been there for each other with an openness they had not known for some time. Today their stories are filled with resilience, empowerment, and an unfeigned sisterhood. The individual who once held on to the man now has little left. Her choices still echo in empty rooms, lost mail, and suspicious glances of children who spent childhood watching more than they ever said out loud. While she is not believed, she is not hated. Though she is not accepted, she is not rejected. The tale of these erstwhile sisters thus comes full circle. It is a story of human weaknesses, thwarted longings, and the expensive price of emotional dishonesty more than of heroes and villains. It reminds us that community without justice, friendship without honesty, and love without fidelity are all fleeting illusions. The woman who felt abandoned now walks in the light of self-realization as the sun sets on their past. The lady who clings to firmly remains in the background, holding to a dying love. They are still journeying, but they are now traveling different roads. Famous for her appearance on Sister Wives, Janelle Brown has always shown a keen desire for autonomy and self-enlargement. Her life has been marked by bold decisions and a refusal to take the conventional path, particularly after her polygamous marriage to Cody Brown began to unravel. Janelle was his second wife after marrying young, and the two of them had 6 children together. Janelle seemed content with her polygamous way of life for a long time, enjoying the freedom it gave her. But when tension arose between Cody and her son and became a very troubling argument, cracks began to emerge. When her son Garrison passed away recently, things took a tragic turn, adding emotional pressure to an already difficult period in her life. This loss, coupled with the growing emotional chasm in her family, led Janelle to make a radical decision. She chose to divorce Cody so that she could leave the past behind and begin anew. Janelle embarked on a new daring chapter in her life because she was adamant about beginning anew. She and her daughter risked purchasing a large estate in a new region far from the familiar comfort of her old life in the West. To build a new independent future, the North Carolina property was purchased. While proponents are thrilled at this new project, there is word that the decision to move to a farm might not be as intelligent as it first appeared. The challenges of starting a new life on a farm. Janelle embarked on a new life when she and Cody broke up and sold their home. This meant starting a farming venture along with relocating to a new home. She wanted to plant the seeds of a prosperous future in between the rolling hills of North Carolina. But with time, numerous challenges arose. The plans were plagued by setbacks right from the beginning. Janelle had planned to have her house operational soon, but there were quite a number of permission issues. Building in that region often involves coastal permissions, which proved to be tougher than anticipated. She was optimistic, but the process came to a standstill and she was left dealing with an intricate weave of regulations and forms with no concept of when her new home would be completed. Likewise, the farm development has proved to be an exponentially larger project than she initially imagined. Although she had begun with the optimistic expectation that it would be an example of independence and a source of new income, she faced challenges in receiving the necessary authorizations to cultivate the land, which was not what she was anticipating. Her initial plans for planting a home garden of varying colors were shattered by bureaucratic delay. The future of her farm endeavor remains uncertain since she is faced with land usage and farming issues. When Janelle attempted to get her driver's license in North Carolina, she once again faced yet another issue on her already exhaustive list of issues. Even with her determination, she could not complete the procedure due to missing papers, which highlights the unexpected setbacks she is experiencing in this new chapter of her life. The farm's rocky start. Is Janelle prepared for this new adventure? There have been problems with transitioning from a polygamous home to operating her own farm in another state, and many have doubted Janelle's ability to succeed at this new business venture. While she has been successful at a number of other endeavors such as real estate for the family line of jewelry, her business career hasn't always been flawless. Janelle is a fan who experimented with several lines of work over the course of years, including considering the possibility of getting involved in the real estate field and trying the health and wellness arena by considering the establishment of a gym. However, these endeavors did not become successful in the way that she envisioned them becoming, and her concern for her farming project only intensified as the years passed. Janelle's prime focus after leaving Cody through their divorce was financial stability. She sought a new location where she could be close to her children, especially her daughter, whom she would accompany on this new venture. Nevertheless, the farm has not yielded any visible fruit even after doing her best. A year later into the project, there is no crop to be found and the land remains largely unexploited. As fans and critics alike question whether or not Janelle is ready for the challenges that come with such an ambitious undertaking, excitement about the farm idea has begun to wane. Farming is a tough business. Can Janelle handle it? The farming industry is notorious for being tough and demanding, involving much skill, patience, and preparation. Many of her fans have voiced concerns, citing the fact that agriculture is a hard task, especially in an area as diverse as North Carolina. Janelle may be taking on too much, trying to balance the challenges of starting, growing, and maintaining a successful farm without any sort of agricultural knowledge. As opposed to the more arid and dry conditions of the West where Janelle was accustomed to residing, the climate of North Carolina presents a different set of challenges. The success of any agricultural venture is greatly dependent on the quality of the soil, the types of crops which can be grown on it, and the variations in the weather by season. Janelle may struggle to determine what to plant and how to best cultivate the land if she lacks a full understanding of these factors. As for the competitive nature of the farming industry, one fan noted that it's hard to begin, especially for someone without hands-on experience. Crop rotation, weather, and soil quality need to be all taken into account because farming is an investment that takes a long time. Janelle, though, has taken a more do-it-as-I-go method while learning what works and what does not. Quite a few have wondered if she will ever gain the returns on her investment that she hopes for due to this absence of explicit preparation. Will Janelle's persistence bear fruit on down the road that lies ahead? Janelle is firm in her belief that her farm will ultimately thrive in spite of such concerns. The path to success in farming is long and arduous, and she has openly admitted that she realizes it will take a couple of years for the farm to become profitable. Janelle insists she's willing to put in the effort and wait to see the fruits of her labor, but clock is ticking and people are doubting if she has the patience to ride out the years of waiting and uncertainty ahead. People are left wondering if this commercial foray is just too ambitious for someone who has not established themselves yet in the industry. With no immediate future to see a prosperous crop, one thing is sure: Janelle is determined to make it happen, no matter how long it takes. It is only time and see if she is able to work her way past her obstacles and establish a successful farm. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Get daily updates. See you soon.